Good afternoon. The date is May 21st, 2009. This is the deposition of Annie Dowling being taken in the matter of Zenaida Gonzalez versus Casey Anthony. It's 1:03 p.m. and we're on record. Counsel, please introduce yourself.
John Dill, along with Keith Mitnick, representing the plaintiff.
Warren Lindsay, representing Annie Downing.
And if the court reporter would please run the witness.
Please raise your right hand. You swear the testimony you're about to give will be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God?
Yes, ma'am.
Good afternoon.
Hi.
Hi. Can you please state your name?
Annie Downing.
Okay. And I think we had it spelled wrong on the...
Downing.
Okay. And you live here in Orlando?
Mm-hmm.
Right. Got to say yes or no.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to be asking you some questions today, okay? My name's John Dill. Do you know Casey Anthony?
I do.
All right. And why don't you tell us when you first met her?
My sophomore, junior year of high school, I knew of her.
What high school was that?
Colonial High School.
So sophomore, junior, do we know about what time frame, what year that would have been?
I graduated in 03, so 2002.
And when you say you knew about her, is this she was an acquaintance from high school?
Yes.
Right. Were you on any sports teams with her or anything like that?
No, not with her.
Okay. And were you guys friendly socially back in high school?
I didn't hang out with her outside of school.
Okay. Did there come a time when you became a little bit better friends and acquaintances?
Yes.
All right. And kind of direct me to when that was.
It would have been 2006, 2005, 2006.
Okay. And you had already graduated high school?
Yes, I was in college, 2006.
Where were you going to school?
UCF.
And at that point in time, 2006, how was it that you guys became, I guess, reacquainted and became better friends?
She started dating a friend of mine, and we started hanging out because of that.
I see. And your friend was?
Brandon Snow.
And during this time period, where were you living?
Sawgrass Apartments.
And I believe you were living there with somebody, is that correct?
My ex-boyfriend, Dante Salati.
All right, now, I'm going to ask some questions about when you moved in there and how long you lived there. Okay, so do you remember when it was you moved in with Dante at Sawgrass Apartments?
October, November of 2005, I do believe.
Do you remember, I think you had a lease there, or you guys
Yes,
re-upped the lease,
mm-hmm.
Is that right? Is he the one that signed the lease, or did you both sign it?
We both signed the lease.
Do you remember what apartment you were in, by any chance?
218.
And did Dante Salati, do you know if he continued living in the Sawgrass Apartments
Yes.
after you left?
He still lives there.
Okay, he currently lives there.
He currently lives there.
And when you and, I guess you knew Brandon Snow.
Yes.
And did Casey and Brandon and then Dante and you socialize?
Yes.
Did you ever socialize over the Sawgrass Apartments?
Yes.
And did Casey become friends with Dante?
They knew each other since high school.
Okay, they're all...
Yeah, we were all friends in high school.
Are you still in contact with Dante?
Yes.
And you know where he works?
Not currently. I don't know where he works now.
Right, you know, but he still works, still lives over at the Sawgrass
Yes.
Apartments. Do you know anybody else, and I'm going to start now and kind of move backwards, anybody else who currently lives at the Sawgrass Apartments?
Dante's girlfriend. I don't know her name, though, but I know his girlfriend lives there.
Did they live together there? Or do you
He's moving in with her.
I see. But they both live
But
there.
they both live there currently in two different apartments. No.
Do you know if she knows Casey Anthony or knew her?
I don't think she does.
Okay. Have you ever known anybody who works at the Sawgrass Apartments?
No.
And so that I asked about that currently, but let's say moving back just a few years, focusing again on Sawgrass, did you ever know anybody else who lived there at one time but no longer lives there that you're friendly with?
Yeah, I had a friend, a family friend that lived there.
Okay. Would that be somebody that was friendly with Casey or do you
No.
know? Okay. So Dante Salati, then, your ex-boyfriend, lived there during, I guess, from 05 through today?
To current. Yes, sir.
And does he still live in 218? Do you know?
I think that's the apartment number, and
Okay.
if that's the apartment number, then that's where it is.
First floor, second floor, do you remember?
Second floor.
Did Casey ever bring Kaylee over to the Sawgrass Apartments, to your knowledge?
Yes.
Okay, and tell me about that.
She'd come over to hang out with me after I got off school. She'd come over and hang out, bring Kaylee all the time.
Okay. And would you guys do stuff there at the apartment, play around?
Just watch TV, play with Kaylee, play with my dog. Kaylee loved my dog.
What type of dog did you have?
A miniature long-haired dachshund.
Do you know if Casey ever befriended or met anybody who worked there at the Sawgrass Apartments?
Not to my knowledge.
Okay. Kind of orient me as a time frame here. When Casey used to bring Kaylee over to Sawgrass Apartments, how old was Kaylee at that time?
A year and a half, because her second birthday was 2007, because 2008 she would have been 3. So a year and a half.
Let me ask this. At the Sawgrass Apartments, while you were living there or any time subsequent, did you ever know anybody who lived there named Zenaida Gonzalez?
No, sir.
I'm going to get to this in a moment, a little bit more in detail, but when was the first time you ever heard the name Zenaida Gonzalez?
On the news.
You never met a Zenaida Gonzalez?
No, sir.
And when you and Casey became good friends, did you also meet kind of her group of friends as well?
Her group of friends was my group of friends.
And is it a small group or a large group, or do you know?
It was bigger then than it is now.
Okay. And as far as your kind of social group of friends back during that time period, is it fair to say you all were, everybody kind of knew each other?
Yes.
All right. And you would talk to Casey's other friends even when Casey wasn't around, just to kind of catch up?
Yes.
Did you ever hear anybody in that group of friends ever mention the name Zenaida Gonzalez?
No, sir.
Did you ever hear any of her friends mention the name Zanny?
No, sir.
All right. Have you ever met a Zanny, a person named Zanny that has been described as a 10 that was friends, longtime friends with Casey?
No, sir.
Do you believe that person even exists?
No, sir.
Now, I'm going to kind of loop back here as far as Kaylee a little bit. Did you ever babysit Kaylee?
No, sir.
Do you know if anybody ever received money or was paid to be a nanny or babysitter for Casey?
I have
Kaylee,
never met that person. No.
Okay. And did you ever hear about Casey hiring a nanny for Kaylee?
She would talk about it, but I've never seen, met, talked to that person.
Right. When you first heard about a nanny, was that back during this time period, or was it closer to 2008 when Kaylee went missing?
I might have heard it once or twice before this. I mean, maybe once or twice.
But did you ever see this person?
No, I've never seen.
Never seen the nanny.
Never
any
seen
nanny.
Never seen any nanny.
Okay. And when you say that she would talk about it, what would she say? What kind of stuff would she?
Oh, just where's Kaylee? And she'd say, "Oh, she's with the nanny. Oh, I got to go pick Kaylee up from the nanny."
Okay. You don't remember again any more specifics about who the nanny was or where they were?
The only other thing that I remember was that at one point, the nanny, the babysitter, lived in Metro West, then moved over by UCF. That's it.
And that's according to Casey?
That's according to what Casey said.
Did any of your other group of friends ever say that they met this nanny or any nanny?
Not to my knowledge.
Now, subsequent, I guess you guys have, I would imagine, have talked about
Yes.
this. Has any of your group of friends that you had in common with Casey ever said to you that they met any nanny?
No, sir.
Okay. Has any of them ever said that they've ever met or seen anybody named Zanny that was a nanny?
Not to my knowledge.
And has any of them ever said that they've met or seen a Zenaida Gonzalez?
Not to my knowledge.